I'd like to share with you something nice in this week's Parshas וישב from the Rebbe's father, I believe Yitzchok Zatzal. In this week's Parsha, we have the famous story that Yosef was tested. Potiphar's wife wanted to induce him to behave immorally, and Yosef stood and passed this challenge. The Zohar says in Parshas Va'era that Yosef HaTzadik is called, like I said, HaTzadik, the Tzadik. Many Mefarshim explain, you call the Tzadik when you're tested with such a challenge, behaving immorally, and you overcome that challenge, then you're a Tzadik. The Rebbe's father has a much deeper explanation of why only Yosef, more than others, were called HaTzadik, the Tzadik. And Rebbe Yitzchok explains like this. Everyone in this world has a certain midah, a certain attribute that he has to overcome. It's known that Yosef is midas hayesod. Midas hayesod is the ois bris kodesh, the covenant that a person has with Hashem, the mitzvah milah, that part of the body which a person has to make holy. And that's our covenant with Hashem. Look, Rabbi Yitzchok says something mind-boggling. The word bris adds up to 612. Bris, Beis Reish Yud Tov, Biris, 612. 612 adds up to 3 times tzaddik. Tzaddik is 204. 3 times tzaddik adds up to 612. Explained Rabbi Yitzchok. There are 3 levels in this part of the body, which is for procreation, and that was the midas hayesod of Yosef. And when you elevate all 3 parts, that's when you truly elevate that part of the body to Hashem. And that's why 3 times tzaddik corresponding to these 3 levels. And only in the Torah we find, because this was his midah, this was his attribute, Yosef 3 parts of this, where he was elevated this to Hashem. And that's why he was called HaTzadik. Number 1 is the tip of this part of body, which you make mitzvahs milah. And every Jew, that's why it says, Ma'amcho kulam tzadikim, says the Zohar. As soon as a male Jew is circumcised, you're a tzaddik. That's the first level tzaddik. That's where you call tzaddik, not HaTzadik. Ma'amcho kulam tzadikim, everyone's tzaddikim. Yosef had that level, of course. Then the next level is if you use out that part of the body only for the purpose of procreation, not in any negative way, which is not in the wishful way of Torah. That's the second level. That's what we find in this week's Parshas. Yosef was tested by Potiphar. She wanted to induce him to do something against Hashem's will, to use out that part of the body against Hashem. And he overcame that challenge. So Yosef reached to the second level of tzaddik. Now we find a deeper thing, said Rabbi Yitzchok. Even when a person uses out that part of the body for procreation, there's something called kadesh atzmacha b'mutalach. You behave in a modest way and in a holy way, even in those areas where it's kosher, according to Jewish law, according to Shulchan Aruch. So here says Rabbi Yitzchok a beautiful explanation of the pasuk which we once said. In the next week's Parshas Miketz, it says that Yosef had 2 children. B'terem, Yosef yulad shnei banim, b'terem tovosh nasarov. Before the years of hunger came in, Yosef knew there's going to be 7 years of plenty and 7 years of hunger. And we once spoke about the year started exactly on Rosh Hashanah. That's when Yosef came out of jail on Rosh Hashanah. The Gemara says, Daf Yud Aleph on Rosh Hashanah. So there was 7 years of plenty, 7 years of hunger. Yosef knew exactly when it's going to start. On Rosh Hashanah, on this the 8th year, will be the year of hunger. Now it says, Rashi brings down from the Gemara Tainis, Daf Yud, that in the year, if you see there's a big hunger all around, you're not supposed to procreate, to bring children into the world. Also l'shamesh b'shnas ra'avoin. But here, says Rabbi Yitzchok, look at the diuk in the pasuk. It doesn't say that Yosef did not have any children in the years of the hunger. It says even before the Shnas Harov started, he made sure that the birth, which means 9 months before that Rosh Hashanah, when the years of hunger started, Yosef made sure that the birth should be before the years of hunger, which means, according to Jewish law, I'm allowed to even start the process a day or a week before Rosh Hashanah, even though the birth will actually be in the year of the hunger. It's only I can't start the process of bringing a child in the world in the years of hunger. But Yosef, it says he did something above and beyond the law. He was katash atzmocha b'mutalach. Even in that area where it's mutar, where you're allowed to, he refrained himself a good 9 months before the years of hunger, in order that even the birth should not be in the years of the hunger. And the Zohar goes in to explain. The Rebbe spoke about it once in a Sikha. You could look up and look at the Sikhas. But here you see the 3 levels of Yosef. Number 1, he was circumcised. Number 2, he only used that part of the body for something holy. And number 3, the pasuk emphasizes he was involved with this mitzvah, procreation, even above and beyond the law. And therefore, he reached 3 times tzaddik, 3 times 204, tzaddik is 204, 3 times 204 adds up to bris, the 612. So Yosef HaTzaddik reached up to that level to make all the levels holy. And that's why in the Zohar he is called HaTzaddik, not just the regular tzaddik. He reached all the 3 levels. He was the Hey Hayediyah HaTzaddik, the highest level of elevating that part of the body, pure, holy for Hashem. Ois Kadisha, as it says in the Zohar.